What up, Shinigami Kai? Shinigami here. Kind of behind the eight ball on these YouTube videos, but between COVID and going to Scrapyard, which I'll talk about right now, um, and a few other things, just training for other stuff. I haven't had really time to do this or the energy to do it, but I'm getting on it now. So, as some of you may or may not know, I got to go up to Streetbeefs Scrapyard, and it probably wasn't a good idea in hindsight to take that fight, but I was eager, really eager to get back in the cage and fight full contact. And I missed my Streetbeefs fam. I was supposed to do a rematch with Big Smile. It didn't happen because he started doing sanctioned fights, and his I guess his coach didn't want him doing any more Streetbeefs. So I'll just have to rematch him in the pros. But coming soon, hopefully. At least me making my debut in the pros. But so I wanted to fight Destroyer, and I wanted to fight Destroyer for a while. So Fire Chicken got a hold of me. I was supposed to go up to their 1-year anniversary event just to guest ref, because I was supposed to fight at Streetbeefs West Coast 10, and then that didn't happen because I had COVID. So I told him, I'll come up this month because he had raised some money for me to go up there. I told him I'd come up this month and I'll fight because I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight the Destroyer, but Destroyer, I guess, has some injuries he could make. I thought it would be a good style fight, two big dudes who do like to head kick. So then my options were a few other fighters, and I picked Nerd Rage because he seemed to be the most experienced. And boy, was I right. Was he the most experienced? And I really probably should have been a little smarter about that. I didn't have prep time. Not making excuses. I was very eager, very, very overly eager to fight again, and I wanted to challenge myself against the toughest guy they had. I didn't know he was 7-0 in amateur sanctioned fights and almost a brown belt. Or I would have probably not picked him for that particular fight that time. But I probably would have wanted to fight him later. But I went up and I fought, and I did my best. I did, kind of panic a little bit, and then that put me in a bad position after he got a good position because I screwed up. I thought he was going to be a lot less merciful than he was. But he's a good dude. Shout out Nerd Rage. Overall, though, Scrapyard was an excellent experience. Beautiful scenery, great people, just like all Streetbeefs branches, really. Great people everywhere. Great experience. We hung out afterwards, had a barbecue. I got to meet Gash and Jay got him. I got to ref some fights. I got to ref Gash's fight, which was amazing. Getting to be the third man in the cage for that was just too good. Shout out Brutus. Yeah, the audio got messed up on my intro, so I had to use an intro from a grappling match I did later that day with Morningstar, who I almost I had a choice of fighting. But yeah, it was a great time. I got to hang out with like I said, Fire Chicken. Everybody, Wedo cornered me. Granted, it's kind of funny because he's not an MMA fighter, but he was the only person I knew that was up there. I really took it on super short. It was like a week in advance. I got my ticket and did all this stuff. I just got into my friend's wedding the week before that. I really didn't have time to train for it. I only trained like probably 4 actual class days, and then some cardio on the Vasper. But yeah, had a blast. Flight was nice. It was a short flight. Made me regret going to my friend's wedding in a car. But for some reason, the plane tickets for that were like $400 when I looked them up, which was weird because it was not as far of a flight as Seattle. But since Rachel wanted to go with me to my friend's wedding, I had opted to rent a car. Never again will I do that. 14-hour drive each way. I was exhausted for days after that. Not fun. And then when I realized that we went from Burbank to Portland in an hour and a half on a plane, I was like, yeah, I will never drive straight through ever again. I will drive and get a hotel halfway up or something, but I will never ever drive straight through again. I'll fly straight through because that's a short flight. But it was a good experience because you know, I got to gauge where I was at to an extent because again I didn't really prepare for it. I didn't prep time and I didn't have enough real footage to study the guy to make a real good game plan. I expected him to shoot on me. I didn't expect him to box me. And I sure as hell didn't expect him to hit as hard as he does. I mean, that dude knows what he's doing. He's been training for a long time, longer than me. And I've obviously been training for a long time. If anybody's ever paid attention to my other videos or some of the things I've said in interviews and things like that. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. He almost pretty much damn near knocked me out. I couldn't even move. I realized I was in severe danger, and since we aren't getting paid for it, and I knew I had a title defense coming up, I made the smart decision to tap out because you know what, I don't think it would have made a difference if I'd have fought back. He probably would have beaten me anyway at that point. But yeah, I was a cool guy. I hung out with him a little bit beforehand, talked to him. I usually don't do that. Definitely hung out and talked to them afterwards. Watched some other fights with them. Really cool guy. Would love to go up to Washington and train with him at his gym where he trains and get some pointers from. Wish I could actually do that right now because he could probably really help me out with my title defense preparation, but that's cost prohibitive. So definitely have a title defense against Nasty Native coming up in Streetbeefs West Coast. At Streetbeefs West Coast 11 this month. Looking for sponsors for that. Definitely need some help covering my travel expenses because it is going to screw me if I have to pay for it out of pocket. Considering my income pretty much got cut off like everybody else was on unemployment. And the money I had saved up is going to have to go into my credit card payments because I didn't know that all of it was getting cut off. I thought the $300 payments were getting cut off, extra a week were getting cut off. So I had budgeted for getting $300 checks every 2 weeks, 148 a week. Well, 266 because I always have to take the taxes out. Yeah, so the money I had saved up to kind of last me until I make my pro debut is going to pretty much be gone now. So I'm trying to get the cost. It's like almost $900 or almost $1,000 actually between the hotel room with the resort fees because they picked a really expensive weekend in Vegas to throw Streetbeefs West Coast 11. And the rental car because my crappy Honda ain't gonna make it unless someone wants to sponsor me a brand new car. Like if anybody at Honda watches my fights or my videos or knows someone that, hey, they could sponsor me, I'd put a Honda Career on my gi and my trunks any day of the week. I love Hondas. New Civic wouldn't hurt because my 91 is not that thing barely makes it around town anymore. I don't know what I'm gonna do if anything severe happens to it now. But Gash was really cool. Jay got him, got to meet him. It's a shame I didn't get to see him fight. I guess he had an injury, so he couldn't fight. But he was cool. I actually wish I could have gotten to take a picture of him and have him sign my headband because I had a headband I took and to have people sign because I forgot to bring my autograph trunks that I took to the OG yard. Which is probably fine because I'm going to need them for the next trip to the OG yard on October 2nd. Shout out Fire Chicken for the 6 Streetbeefs Scrapyard shirt. Sasquatch's backyard. Sick design by Martin Evans, aka Tiny Tank. It's almost has me considering moving up there. Really nice change of scenery, really nice people, really clean air. even like in the crappy motel I was staying at, that I picked because I thought it was they're supposed to have a free breakfast, but I guess they weren't doing it because of COVID, which they should have put on their listing for the travel site. But that was wild. I swear to God, when I left, someone had ordered a hooker because some chick walked in dressed in a schoolgirl outfit for no reason at all. No reason for her to be wearing a schoolgirl outfit like that. Chick was definitely like late 30s, early 40s. Wild situation. I ordered some food and both places screwed up my order. Pizza Hut forgot my fork. I ordered some pasta because I was carb load the night before a fight or before any competition. So I didn't have a fork to eat with, and the hotel didn't have any. They gave me some bull crap. Well, we're all out because we're not serving breakfast. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying it, but whatever. Because there's no way they're gonna just throw away all their plastic forks and crap. I know they had them stored up, but I'll never stay at that place again. It was like the guest house inn in Fife. Never stay there. Not worth it. Not worth the money. I was on the third floor. And other windows had screens. The windows actually opened, so I'm like, what is this? The suicide special? I mean, anybody who is going through a hard time and was in a hotel like that, like I don't think that's a good idea. Because I mean, they have to have been sued before or something by family members, and if they haven't, they probably will. Because third floor, I could have just, um, and that isn't to make fun of suicidal people, by the way. That is to point out the fact that this hotel has no concern for clientele safety. If you are dealing with those thoughts, please call the suicide prevention hotline. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, talk to somebody about it. But yeah, that was just a weird situation. Definitely like their setup. Their cage was great. I think they have the best cage setup out of all the branches, especially with the way they got the lights built into the cage and everything for nighttime fights. I still think the Ojai yard had the best floor. The Ojai yard and the OG yard. Those cedar chips, when it was wet and muddy, that they put down to absorb the water and the mud, really gave it actually a pretty soft floor. It wasn't that bad falling on it. The Ojai sand was great. The Ojai ring with the mats was really great, but we couldn't use that anymore. It wasn't unique enough. But the other mat, it's too bad we can't have events in California right now until they figure out how to fight it. But yeah, man, Scrapyard. If you're a Street Beefs fighter and you're watching this and you have the opportunity to go up there, I can't recommend it enough. Please go subscribe to their channel, Streetbeefs Scrapyard. They need some love. They definitely don't get the recognition they deserve from the community sometimes, and I don't mean like inside the community. I'm talking about the fan community. And they got a lot of fucking sleepers up there. Like people are sleeping on some good fighters. Gash, Arm and Hammer, Jay Gotham's an absolute monster. Nerd Rage, granted, he's kind of a ringer. 7-0 in Ami, almost purple belt. Dude's got cauliflower ears like one of the Nogira's brothers. I mean, dude's no joke. That was crazy. It was absolutely crazy fighting him. But I know where I'm at. I'm definitely working on some things that I needed to work on, and hopefully I get to showcase those when I defend my belt against Nasty Native. Which I'm looking forward to. He's actually the most respectful challenger and person in line for the belt fight. I suppose the title fight in West Coast. But yeah, so Streetbeefs Scrapyard. I really don't know what else to say. It was an excellent. I had more things I wanted to say, but I kind of drew a blank once the camera was on. Fire Chicken is an absolutely good dude. Really chill guy. Really made me feel welcome at his house. Really made me feel welcome to his branch. Gave me a sick introduction. And yeah, it's an all around good time, and I can't wait to see my West Coast branch fam again, and then go to the OG yard after that, and do my personally desired fight, like the first fight I ever wanted in Street Beefs, the first person I ever wanted to fight, I get to fight. I'm really excited. Striking Viking, the man with the overhand right, who had two of the fastest finishes. I think he had the record for fastest knockout and fastest TKO. Till I kicked Detail in the face and broke the KO record. And then, of course, Arm & Hammer broke that with that overhand right in the Scrapyard. So, again, go check that out on their channel. Yeah. As usual, links below. I will also... I'm trying to get the Street Beefs or the Street Panda shirts done. There's a few issues with the file I got from my design guy, and I'm trying to get them sorted out because I'm trying to get the just the image, just the actual design, without there being like a big black square of like whatever they put on the shirt. So it you know, it's a heat magnet, you know, big black square. Trying to get that sorted out. I'm having a hard time with it. If anyone knows how to fix that, because he uses his digital guy got put in the clink for a few years, so he's more old school and does everything by hand. So he's been using this app on his phone to try to do the digital design, and yeah, the file type isn't transferring right when I try to put it in Photoshop to put it on a clean background, like a transparent background. So if anyone can help me with that, shoot me a message on Instagram. My Instagram link is in my description below. Other than that,
Shinigami, samurai master, straight up out the land of Lancaster. No one stronger, ain't no one faster. Turning the opponents into Caspers, ghosts, disasters. We don't do no waiting, where I'm from we attack them. Swift KO kick to the chin, leave them napping. Sniff, take a whiff, that's the smell of victory. Better fear, making all my peers' careers history. Big dubs, all we catch is big dubs. Karate chops to his tops, leave them big slumped. Humble beast, beefing in the street. We don't take no loss, you gon' catch defeat. You gon' catch a fist and